Welcome to How to Build Your Business Roadmap. I'll be talking about how to plan your venture and journey through the startup process. I'm Janell Reeves with the Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center, or ASBTDC. I'm the director of the Southern Arkansas University Regional Office. So let's get started. Note the 5 areas that we'll cover: product or service, value, market, the industry, and revenue and costs. Each of these are key aspects of your business. Spending time on each area will help you lay the groundwork for your new venture. Start by being very specific about what your product or service is. It's important to know exactly what you will offer and why. This prevents mission creep down the line, and it ensures that your energy is focused on your main product or service offering. Being really specific here will help you as you do research on costs and prepare your budget. Different products and services may require you to take on additional costs, licensing, or operational responsibilities, so you need to be as specific as possible. When you're considering your products and services, a helpful exercise is to also define what's out. Sometimes entrepreneurs have more trouble knowing what to say no to. Remember that you have limited time, energy, and resources. Try to decide early what products and services are not on the table in your first few years. Brainstorm a list of products or services you could offer. Put yes or no by each one as you narrow your list. Next is value. Customers only buy something when it creates value for them. What we're really talking about here is to take the time to understand and develop your unique value proposition. This often includes but goes far beyond the functional value or a low cost. Consider the businesses that you frequent. What is the value they create for you? Starbucks. Similar expectation and experience anywhere you go, with matching products for home and work. Creating value through reliability, familiarity, and a loyalty reward program. Chick-fil-A. Very organized drive-through experience, very high customer service standards, very simple menu. Creating value through saving time, avoiding pain in the ordering process, and customer experience. Sonic. Fully customizable drink and dessert menu with daily discounts and specials. Creating value through unique custom options, having something for everyone, and making it cheap and easy to have a little treat. The third area is market. Understanding your market is about understanding who you should target. Who are your potential buyers or customers? Who are the current sellers or your competition? How many transactions and what is the size of each transaction taking place for your product or service, also known as demand? Marketing is about how you will communicate with those customers and how you get attention and drive sales within your market. While assessing your market, it's important to look at real data. Don't just rely on your experience or anecdotes. Look up whatever data you can on the community you're planning to be in. You can look up demographic information using the United States Census Bureau data, and you can research your competition using a search engine. You can also access high-quality market research by working with ASBTDC. Your ASBTDC consultant can provide you highly targeted consumer spending data, demographic data, and psychographic data, which is data about lifestyles and habits, all at no cost to Arkansas entrepreneurs. A best practice to connect what you've learned about your market into an actionable part of your marketing strategy is to use what you learn to define your target customer, which is sometimes called an ideal client. This process helps you create marketing that's more effective because it's targeted to your real customers who your business was built to serve. The industry. After you decide on your market, you'll want to also get a clear picture of the industry that you're entering. Businesses within the same industry often share similar pressures and opportunities. By staying informed about the trends in your industry, you can better prepare your startup to withstand or stand out when economic forces ebb and flow. For sources of information, look to trade associations, trade journals, and thought leaders. These are all great ways to stay on top of changes that impact your industry. Again, ASB TDC can provide high-quality market research to help you too. Your ASB TDC business consultant can provide industry reports and industry benchmarks to help you compare your plan to the norms in your industry. Finally, you need a budget. It's time to add up actual numbers to see if your venture can be profitable. What are your startup costs? What will be your ongoing cost? And what is your revenue potential? Now, I've been doing this for a while, and here are some of the common pitfalls that I warn entrepreneurs about. Let's review a few to help you avoid these same mistakes. Understanding and underestimating the workload or time required. A startup takes time, energy, and resources. If you're a first-time entrepreneur, be prepared. Focusing on marketing instead of market research. Take the time to get to know your perfect customer's needs, wants, and preferences. Then target your marketing efforts to that ideal customer. Otherwise, you could be wasting your effort. Underestimating startup and operating costs. Everything takes longer and costs more than you think. Rushing into agreements and startup tasks too early. Some entrepreneurs go out and form an LLC right off the bat. You need to figure out the best legal structure for your venture, which may or may not be an LLC. Also, wait to sign leases or contracts or otherwise obligate yourself before you've secured startup capital and are ready to deliver on any agreements. Starting too big. A phased approach is okay. Have a strategic plan for growth and development. After mapping out your business idea, it's a good time to intentionally pause and reassess your business feasibility. At the ASBTDC, we encourage entrepreneurs to consider 3 key elements of their concept to determine feasibility: market, money, and management. These are represented by 3 questions here. Is there a market for my product or service? Will this venture generate a worthwhile profit? Do I have the skills and experience to manage this company? Don't be too hard on yourself. It's not uncommon for entrepreneurs to consider several variations of their business idea before nailing down the right concept. Don't give up. Just go back to the mapping process and use what you've learned to rework your concept. Better to learn this way than through an actual business failure. Your startup checklist. Now, I want to give you an overview of the next steps in the startup journey. The intention is to help you know what you're required to do, along with some best practices while forming your business. Choose your legal form of business. Obtain required licenses, permits, etc. Research tax requirements. Develop your record-keeping system. Manage banking and personnel needs. Complete a business plan or business model, and build your unique brand. Let's go into some of these in more detail. I'll begin with legal entities. Don't automatically assume you need to incorporate just because you are going into business. Consider what is right for you. Here's a quick description of these different legal structures. Sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship is a business with one owner, which is not separate from its owner. It is a pass-through entity, meaning all income and expenses pass through to and are filed as part of the owner's personal tax return. Owners have no tax-free fringe benefits, including company-funded employee benefit plans such as medical insurance or retirement plans. Limited liability company. A limited liability company, or LLC, is a hybrid entity that combines favorable aspects of partnership and corporation. An LLC features pass-through taxation of the partnership and limited liability of the corporation. Generally, LLCs do not offer company-funded benefits. Partnership. A partnership is an entity with two or more owners. One partner can be held liable for the acts of the other partners. A partnership also acts as a pass-through entity, meaning it does not pay its own income tax. However, it does file an informational tax return. S corporation. An S corporation is taxed like a partnership or other pass-through entities. C corporation. A C corporation, it's a group of entrepreneurs with its own separate legal entity, which protects its owners by absorbing liability. For example, the corporation is sued, not its owners. The entity's articles of incorporation are filed with the state. Owners are shareholders and may participate in company-funded employee benefit plans. Owners are personally protected from lawsuits and are generally not liable to settle company obligations unless personal collateral was used to secure a debt. With a C corporation, there's the additional benefit of name protection within the state. B corporation. Benefit corporations, or B corporations, are for-profit companies that want to consider additional stakeholders, morals, or missions in addition to making a profit. The company still elects to be taxed as a C or S corp, and benefit corporation status only affects requirements of corporate purpose, accountability, and transparency. Everything else regarding corporation law and tax law remain the same. You and your attorney have to decide what's best for you. Just remember, you pay taxes and face legal implications from the time you set up the legal entity, regardless of when you start making money. Businesses must meet different requirements set by the city, county, state, and federal governments. Because of the time, fees, and red tape involved, obtaining licenses and permits and figuring out tax requirements will likely be the last step you take before launching your business. But go ahead and determine what you must do to operate safely and legally. Taxes that may be applicable to you include sales and use taxes, self-employment tax, federal and state unemployment taxes, and payroll and/or withholding taxes on employee wages. If you are not in compliance, the IRS or the Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration can close your business, and you may owe back taxes, interest, and penalty charges. Your record-keeping system must be sound from the start. Record all your business income and maintain a record of your expenses. If you don't know how to do bookkeeping and financial reports, learn it and do it, or hire a professional. Here are some management best practices for a couple of key areas. First, banking. Commingling personal and business accounts jeopardizes the integrity of a business. For example, the IRS and the courts may not uphold a corporation's liability shield if there is commingling of a corporation's accounts with the owner's personal accounts. Develop a relationship with your banker before you need money. Keep your bank officer informed if you are having problems making a payment. Don't make them pursue you. Especially if you want to scale up quickly, you need to have a handle on how you will build and manage your team. On the personnel side, as the founder, you have to decide your role and what you will pay someone else to do. Understand the differences between an employee and an independent contractor. It is your job as manager and owner to know the laws. Hiring good employees is very important, and it affects the success of your business. Establish job requirements before you begin looking for applicants. Talk to an attorney about your rights and obligations when dealing with employees. Document everything and maintain personnel files during and following a worker's employment. Those 5 elements we discussed earlier will be the heart of your formal business plan. As you expound on each area in more detail, you will also describe your plan for operations and management. We have a natural tendency to focus on our strengths and what we are interested in and avoid the rest. A business plan makes sure you are considering all of the aspects that are vital to your venture's success, not just the ones you find interesting or are good at. Business plans are not just to print and put in a binder and put on the shelf. They should be the roadmap and reference guide for you and your business. Create a comprehensive plan outlining your business model, financials, and growth projections to demonstrate viability and potential. Revisit your business plan at least once each year to update your current situation so you aren't scrambling to put one together right when you need funding. Next, you're ready to start building your unique brand. Your brand is the distinctive personality and voice of your company. The branding for your business is about communicating your business identity. Even though it can be a fun experience to develop branding for a startup, it's important to stay focused on your overall business success. Your brand should be crafted to help you reach your target customers and part of clear marketing strategy. When it comes to determining your business name, there are a few recommended steps to take before settling on a final name. Determine if the domain name is available. While you may not be able to get the exact domain name, you don't want a potential customer to end up on your competitor's site or worse else, someplace unsavory. Google your name to see if other companies have the same name or something similar. Keep an eye out for businesses that you don't want to be associated with yours. Go to uspto.gov to see if the name is already registered. You don't want to accidentally infringe on a trademark and receive a cease and desist letter. Do a business name search on the Arkansas Secretary of State's website to make sure no one else is using that name or something similar. I hope you find this business roadmap helpful, and best of luck on starting up your new business.